Hey everybody, and welcome to the Half-Ass Sportscast. I am your host, Ryan Faulkner, along with my co-host, Mark Brigani.
Hey, how we doing?
Hey Mark, what's up, dude?
Not much. How are you?
I don't know, I'm just being a little sportsy right now. It's pretty cool. Yeah.
Did you have a good Thanksgiving?
I did, man. It was I watched a lot of stinking football. Watched that Packers game, the Cowboy game, and then A&M in Texas. How about you, dude?
Yeah. Watched a little bit of the Cowboys game. Caught a little bit of the Hardball Bowl, and definitely watched my Packers go 11-0.
Ooh, okay. Well, before we get into all that, dude, it's a pretty big announcement here. One half of the half-ass, well, a quarter of the ass, that would be you, on the
Right.
half-ass, has some big news, dude.
Just found out that my wife and I are, we're expecting a baby boy. So
Woo!
that's big news over here. We're excited. She's 4.5 months. Thank you. She's 4.5 months, so we're at the halfway point, and everything's looking really good. And found out we're gonna have a boy, and we're thrilled. So yeah,
congratulations,
a little
Thank
baby
you. Thanks,
disgraziado.
Yeah, a little baby.
Hey Ryan, can you jog your camera again? It's doing that nice hurricane shot for us one more time.
Oh yeah,
Sweet. So turn it on and off.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to be talking to you from the dead. I'm headless, actually. That's how I died. But
That's rough.
But yeah, Rich, here's I'm going to tell you your fortune. Seeing how I'm talking to you from the void and I'm dead.
All right.
just what Rich always wanted.
Awesome.
I can see your future. I can see you need to get a better internet connection.
Yeah. Oh. Well.
Just as that tip
Hey,
comes
there
in,
he is.
back.
If you'd
Hey,
like to
welcome
donate
back.
to the Lone Star, you can send your cash contributions.
Was it hot down there?
It was a little warm, dude, but
I'm
I
sorry.
just
Was
checked
it
it out.
cold up there? I'm sorry. I shouldn't
I
assume.
wouldn't I wouldn't want to stay a weekend down there, but I just like to think my maps got me going the wrong direction. I think next time we'll be going 180.
There you go. I
Be
agree.
nice. Be nice.
I agree. So
Maps go
Ryan,
give you bad directions. You didn't go with GPS.
Garmin.com. Garmin.
Nice.
Anyway, so what do you think? Actually, let's start right there with those Thanksgiving games. In fact, let's start with the first game, which was the Green Bay Packers. We can get them out of the way real quick. What did you think about their performance? Started out slow, but definitely kicked it up a notch in the second half.
Yeah, this is kind of the half-ass bowl, isn't it? They had one of the quarter's favorite team and the other quarter's favorite team.
Yeah.
It was it was a close game going into halftime. It was a 7-0.
Yeah, it was 7-0 at the half. Yeah, and it was
Yeah,
looking
dude.
like, could it be that time when the Green Bay Packers are going to fold? And nope.
Yeah, I didn't think that it was. I didn't think it was going to last. I mean, really, Aaron Rodgers. That I don't know how much gas it took for them to keep that game that close, but it wasn't going to last. And what do you think about the Sue penalty, man?
Ooh, that was absolutely horrible. When I saw that the first time, and I know you saw it, but him driving the head into the ground a couple of times and then blatantly stomping on him, and there's no way around it. I think he should have been suspended for more than 2 games, but I'm still glad to see that Goodell came across there and laid down the 2-game suspension. I'm sure that the team also will fine him. So there'll be more retribution than just that. But yeah, I thought it was deserved, but I would have liked to see more. What about you?
Well, I don't know, dude. It just surprised me, just the way he was trying to drill his head in the ground like a West Texas pump jack. He was like, bam, bam, bam. I'm like, dude, this isn't like at the bottom of a dog pile. This is like after the play's over, like a good probably like 8 seconds. Like people are clearing out, the cameras are focusing still on the ball, and he's just jamming that thing down in there.
Yeah.
And then he gets up and he stomps on him. Now, I would say the other famous stomping from like a number of years ago was the Andre Gerard stomping, but Albert Hemsworth. and he actually
Yeah.
stomped on his face when his helmet was off. So that was pretty bad. This wasn't as bad, but still, man, I think Sue's a bigger guy than Hainsworth, and he, with Sue's history of playing like this,
That's
I think it was
what I'm
pretty
talking
obvious.
about. The history. I mean, I went back and looked at YouTubed a couple of his other incidences with quarterbacks and other players, and I mean, the guy's ridiculous. I saw this one where he's trying to rip the Loam's head off when he played for Cleveland. There's another video where he was in college and tried to maim and would do whatever, hurt Blaine Gabbert when he was at Nebraska playing Mizzou. So, there's just so many videos, so much evidence that this guy has a screw loose, in my opinion. And I just think it's ridiculous. So that's why I would have liked to have seen more than just the 2 game. But
well, he's had a history with this, and he's already gone to Goodell earlier this season and talked to him about this exact thing. Of like, wait, I'm getting penalized too much, I think.
Hey, what can I do to clean my act up? And then he goes and does this. You got to be kidding me. I'm surprised. Games. I would have seen 4, if not the rest of the season, just to teach him a lesson, really send a message. But oh well, it's what it is. And,
it is what it is. But that was a good game, and Packers ended up blowing it out. But I don't know.
What?
I kind of like seeing Jim Schwartz lose.
Yeah. I know what you mean. But
put back in his place a little bit.
Absolutely. So on to the next game, Dallas Cowboys.
Yes.
Got to be happy. NFC East looks to be in your grasp there. Oh, there it is.
Whoa! I can't see it. I just had a star fly on my face.
Oh, I know you like that. And T.O. wasn't stomping on it, was it?
No. Oh, you got a little dancing T.O. and then George Teague, like
defacing the star. Anyway, So I don't know, man. What do you think? Are they finally got this thing rolling in the right direction?
Well, I think you'd have to say yes. Tony Romo is 4-0 on Thanksgiving Day, and he's like 19-2 in November in his career. So he owns November. Now they just need to get December down. But going back to, I guess, talk about this game a bit. I think they just played how they needed to play. I guess obviously those 2 early interceptions by Romo were disheartening. I think one of them was a really good defensive play, and one of them was a bad throw, bad read. But they fought back from it. Maybe if it was a different team, they might have lost. But the fact is, it wasn't. The fact is that the Dolphins were playing good.
They were.
The fact is,
they were on a 3-game winning streak.
And they hadn't allowed a touchdown in like 3 or 4 games, if I'm correct.
19 quarters, I think.
Yeah. So, doing what they did, it's a win in the NFL. They should have done better, but the fact is, like I just said, it is the NFL, and a win's a win. Those are hard to come by. So, you just have to mark it down as a win, man, no matter what. So, another nail-biting game against the Dolphins in November on Thanksgiving. If you remember that Leon Lett game, I think that was getting a lot of play.
Oh yeah.
Man, I remember exactly where I was when that happened too.
Yeah, no, I remember watching that game too. I think it was back in Wisconsin at the time still, so that shows you how long ago. But yeah, I agree with everything that you said. I definitely think you guys found a running back in DeMarco Murray. I think he is. You guys are so fortunate to have him. He's going to be a stud. And I've been saying that for weeks since we almost started this show. I predicted him to take the starting spot from Felix Jones, 3rd or 4th weekend, and he hasn't looked back. And I think you guys really found your future there at running back. Tony Romo's a good quarterback. Jason Garrett, he's a good play caller. Ryan is a great D coordinator, and he's starting to feel that defense. I remember it's just his first year for both. Almost his coaching staff is just trying to figure it out. And, it helps that the Eagles aren't what they were advertised to be. And I think it also helps that the Giants are in the middle of a collapse right now.
Yeah.
A little bit injury-riddled, but also, they're just not playing well on defense. They're not getting pressure on the quarterback. And, they're kind of easy to figure out. When they get Bradshaw back, it might be a little bit different story. But right now, they're a little bit of a one-trick pony when you know that Eli's going to throw the ball.
See, that's
I'm sorry, and they also they don't have the offense. They don't have an offense like a Green Bay or like a New Orleans where they can do that. You know it's coming, but you can't stop it.
Yeah.
They're just not there yet. The receiving core is really young, including the tight ends, and they don't have the O-line like they used to. So I think you guys are in prime position for the NFC East crown this year.
Going back to what you said about DeMarco, I think the important thing is not that they had found a running back, because, I mean, it's obvious what's happening here. To me, I think is, they actually, if you have a good running game, it's going to keep everybody honest, right? It's going to keep the defense honest. They're going to come in instead of playing back. It's going to make Tony Romo look better. I'm not saying Tony Romo. He's looked better. He's just played better. He's had an easier time of reading options. Now, whether he's just kind of persevered through all the bad ups and downs to the season, he's finally getting stabilized. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's due to DeMarco. But the thing is that teams, I think defenses now know that they have a good running back. Beforehand, they were rolling out Felix, and I don't know. I've been very sick of Felix. Yeah. Right. The defense knows, look, we don't have to worry about these guys. I don't care if it's a starting running back. We don't have to worry about it. Now, even if DeMarco has a bad game, they're still going to give him that respect all game long, because they know that that's what he can do. That's what he will do. So I think that helps it. And it helps a lot. Today, the Cowboys pulled off the practice squad tight end, I forget his name, who's replacing Fiametta, who's got this weird illness. They don't know if it's concussion. It's concussion-like, but they don't think it's concussion. Anyway, they haven't played with the fullback in like 2 weeks. They've been relying on a tight end, but I think it changes the fullback. When you have fullback in there, it changes the game plan a little bit, because now it's basically you go with a tight end there and a fullback, you go man for man with the defense, and it's just a matter of having that extra guy out there. Yeah,
absolutely.
So I think that's what really has made DeMarco. I'm not saying DeMarco Murray couldn't be successful, but I think that fullback in there really does, and really helps. And I guess we'll see this week when they get the. I can't remember his name. When they get that backup fullback in there, see what they do, because last week they didn't tear it up like they had been. So.
That's the other thing to look at before we move on. Two things. One, look at their record. What are they? 3-1, 4-1 since DeMarco Murray took over the starting job. And second of all, look at the stats on Tony Romo. Less interceptions, less pressure on him. Receivers are becoming wide open. They're not double teaming. They're not playing two back deep. They're having to respect the run, and it's showing. I mean, in your guys' record and in everybody's performance. And that O-line is starting to come together too for you guys. There's some continuity there. So good things. This coaching staff's young, like I said before. They can only get better from here. It's just the first year, so good on the Dallas Cowboys. Good on you guys.
Yeah, man. Now the beast of December. They always suck in December, so I mean, you got to finish strong. I think it's a little bit different this year, but we'll see.
Anyway. Let's waver away from the NFL for just a second, if we could, and let's talk about a little bit college football and since we're at the almost the end of the season here, we got the conference championships coming up, and all the dust is starting to settle, and we're starting to see where everybody's going to end up. What do you think about rematch with LSU Alabama in that national title game that's probably going to happen?
It might be cool if they take away field goals.
It might be cool if somebody scores a touchdown.
I don't know, dude. I don't as much as college football has their ways of making things happen and matchups happen. This matchup's going to happen, but really, the same way this matchup's going to happen, I think they go out of their way usually to make a matchup not happen, like TCU in the BCS last year or in the championship. You could argue now. They're not going to get there because they don't draw the TV market and they don't draw the interest. But
TCU beat my Badgers. Don't talk about that.
They kind of did, dude.
Shut up. I know.
But I don't know. I think if they want this thing to happen. Now, that's why it's going to happen. And it's not going to be hard now. But like if it was another rematch, they'd probably be like, we can find another reason for one of these teams not to be in there.
Well, let me ask you this. Is Alabama and LSU the two best teams, period, in college football? Should they play for the national championship, even though it is a rematch? Are they still the two best?
I don't know.
I mean, it's kind of hard to argue not. I mean, I know what you're saying. You don't want to say yes, but I think the answer is yes, because they play in the toughest supposed toughest conference. Big 12's had a heck of a year too this year, but SEC is the toughest. Alabama has one loss to LSU in overtime by a field goal, and LSU is undefeated. And they're one of the only last remaining big BCS conference teams left that is undefeated. So how do you argue against it? I guess even though we don't want to see it happen, I'm agreeing.
I'm not college football, Ryan, so I'm not too up on it.
No, but a little bit. I mean,
But I think I remember reading somewhere that there's got to be like one like semi-big undefeated team out there that people were talking about getting in there, but they don't play in a tough enough conference.
Houston.
Who's it? Yeah, well,
Houston.
I wanted to say Houston, but I wasn't sure. But
no, you're
that's even silly for even me to say because it's the. Although I totally think that Case Keenum should be in running for the Heisman.
Oh, he's legit.
Yeah, and if it was probably in any other year, he'd probably be invited. But I think there's a couple other guys that are standing out this year that are going to get invited. That's just the way it goes. Do I think the Cougars should be in there? I think if TCU wasn't going to be in there last year, I don't think there's no way the Cougars make it.
No,
However,
they're not. They're not.
I think the Cougars, it would be fun. I think it would be fun because that is a high-scoring offense, and Case Keenum means business.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. In fact, it's funny that you mentioned Houston that we got on their topic because ASU is looking to actually hire their head coach here. Dennis Erickson was let go here in Arizona, and ASU is looking to hire their head coach to come here and coach at ASU. So, and that's another topic. I mean, there's been a lot of big hirings, especially out here in the Pac-12. Rich Rod going down to Arizona and man in the Wildcats down there. Mike Leach, Texas Tech, Wazoo. Pullman-bound Mike Leach. UCLA is looking for a guy. They might be able to pull Peterson away from Boise State. So, yeah, ASU's got to make a splash in order to keep up with these guys. So we'll see.
I thought that Leach would take the Bruins job, the UCLA job.
Yeah, well, they're all being talked about and tossed around, but I think Washington State offered him $2.4 million per year or something. I mean, that's pretty big money for such a small market school up there. So
good
for them.
But you have more visibility with the UCL or with the USC rivalry.
Well, not only that, UCLA plays in the Rose Bowl. They're in LA, second biggest media market in the country behind New York. There's a lot of great things about UCLA, but maybe UCLA is going another route. We don't know, but it'll be interesting to see, man. Pac-12 and Big Ten are going to have their inaugural conference championship games coming up. Oregon against UCLA and Wisconsin Badgers against Michigan State in a rivalry from a great game that happened earlier this year. So it'll be fun, man. Let's go. Hey, thanks, buddy. Appreciate that. Even though I don't believe you. So what about the NBA? Let's turn the page to the NBA. We got basketball back, dude.
Oh man, I am excited.
You can finally have your parade, and the Mavericks can get their rings, and all kinds of stuff can happen.
Everything both of which. Well, we already had the parade, but I mean,
another one. Why not? Cuban's got the money.
Why not? Well, I'll tell you what.
People will come.
Mark Cuban is going to spare no expense because it just so happens that when the original before the season was supposed to start during the lockout, they went ahead and released the full schedule. Now they've modified, I think, some of the dates. Of course, obviously compressed games. I think they changed a couple of games here and there, more conference games, but they couldn't have planned it any better. Right. To have it coincidentally the season start on Christmas Day when it was already predestined that the Heat were playing the Mavs in Dallas. So if they were playing in, well, I guess it would be the first home game that the Mavericks had. I guess they'd lower the banner, but I'm not sure if they'd get their rings at the first game. Like if they were playing in Phoenix, the Mavericks would get their rings. It just so happens they're playing at home in Dallas, so they get to drop the banner.
Works out perfectly.
And right in front of the Heat.
Perfect.
It is
Yeah,
truly
right.
a Christmas present.
Thanks also for the heat for coming out today. You guys are great. Anyway, back to us.
You guys suck. Oh man, it is going to be, dude. How am I going to sleep the night before? That is the biggest thing I'm going to be looking forward to.
Me too, buddy. I don't think I'll get a wink of shutout. You know what I mean? Who knows?
Castrate myself live on television.
Dude, I'm just ecstatic.
No, it's
for.
good. It's good.
I just really wanted to see the league butter Dirk's ass like they did for the last half of that playoff run, and to act like they've been doing it for the past 10 years because they haven't. Because the entire league's just been, he's white, he's too clumsy, he doesn't have a low post game, he's too soft, he's not clutch, which all those things are incorrect, and we here in Dallas have known that for years. But that's the national perception, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But, I think he's proven a lot of people wrong, because, we all know that Dirk's a great player. He can score from all over the floor. He can even score down low. He doesn't have a back-to-the-basket type game like a lot of other traditional seven-footers do, but he doesn't need to. I mean, that's why you guys went out. You guys had Tyson Chandler, to help fill that void. And, Dirk's the man. Dirk was the man last year, and let's see if they can continue this year. What are your thoughts on them going after Dwight Howard? Have you heard any rumors down there about that happening?
No, well, if there's any rumors about going after Dwight Howard, it's really not about Dwight Howard per se. It's more about signing Tyson Chandler, and they're going to have to really to do that the way under the new CBA. They're really going to have to kind of commit to him and not changing too much in the future, because you're not going to, and that's not what they think that they want to do, because there's the whole big free agent class of next year. I mean, we haven't even freaking started basketball. They're already talking about the free agent class of 2012. So, Chris Paul, Dwight Howard, if they sign Tyson Chandler, it might cripple their ability to go out and maybe get another guy for another, 5-6 years to kind of continue on, presumably after the Dirk era ends.
No way. There's no chance.
I don't think you can. You can't and they won't. I don't think let Tyson Chandler go for what he meant to this team and what he brought. He was, the perfect opposite to Dirk. Dirk is, I'm just going to stay focused and play my game and be good at it. And Tyson Chandler,
a little more finesse, he's more brute, tough force.
Yes, he is like, dude, don't bring that in here. Don't you talk? You wouldn't do that to Dirk. You're going to do it to me. And he is the junkyard dog that team needed and brought that attitude.
I agree.
And I don't think there's any way they let him go.
No, I agree with you. What about are they looking into a replacement yet for Jason Kidd? Another point guard to lead him into the future?
This is his last year on the contract. You got JJ, but I don't think anybody really believes he's going to be your day in, day out point guard. And that's another free agent signing. That's where they got to, because the number one priority is Tyson Chandler. Number two, you don't know. Is it JJ or is it Caron Butler, who I'm sure you forgot about? But
no, I have not. You guys did all that last year with him on the bench, man. That's unbelievable.
With Tough Juice on the bench, and that guy was averaging like 16 points, as second leading scorer on the bench before he got hurt. He got hurt New Year's Day. But, I mean, I'm not sure what that says. I mean, I know Caron's a good talent, and I know that he doesn't need to be playing every game, or he didn't need to be playing for me to respect him and understand what he can do. But the fact is we didn't do it, and it doesn't help his negotiating, stance. And I would kind of rather keep JJ, because we saw what he did to teams like the Lakers
last year.
Yeah, I mean, he was the X factor. He really was. Right. I mean, teams wouldn't have an answer for him, and they get frustrated, get out of their game, and he provided a lot of big minutes, and at a spot that you don't expect him to. Whenever people are resting on the bench, you put JJ in, and that's the big thing in basketball, is that it's very cyclical. It's ups and downs, and those ups and downs usually come when the starters go out and the backups come in to let them rest. And whenever you can take the starters in and put backups in, the starters out, put backups in, and the score doesn't equalize, then that's a huge advantage.
Yeah,
but
you're right.
they got a lot of decisions to make, and I'm going on and on. But I'm sorry, I just get all excited about Mavericks now. But yes, basketball is on. The major trade rumors out there, Mark. What have you heard?
Well, I've heard that the Bucks are going after Chris Paul and Dwight Howard, and we're going to turn the culture around in Milwaukee and sign some big super. I'm just kidding. The
who?
Bucks are going
The
to suck
Milwaukee
as
who,
always,
Mark?
and yeah, this sucks. And we're just going to continue to blow. Out here in Phoenix, they got a lot of rebuilding to do. The teams that are still going to be vying for it, as usual, the Lakers, the Mavericks. I'm excited to see what the Knicks can do with Carmelo and Amari together for a full year, even though it's a shortened year. They'll both be playing together right off the bat, so we'll see what they can do. The Bulls. I'm excited about the NBA, man. I love it. I was just looking, actually, before we started the show, I'm looking into getting the NBA League Pass, so I can watch some games this year and stuff. Yeah, so I'm excited, man. College basketball is great. Definitely after definitely after New Year's, if not as we get more into January and February is when college basketball picks up. You get a couple of good games early on, Big Ten, ACC Challenge, a couple of good teams going off at against each other. But yeah,
It
NBA
really kind
is
of cools
where it's
off
at
in
for me.
March, though.
College basketball? Yeah, it's horrible. I mean, I don't know
dead.
who would like. Yeah, that's when I totally turn to hockey, golf, and I totally forget it. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, man.
should call it
I'm
March
excited about the
Blandness.
NBA, and I know you are as well. Congratulations to the Dallas Mavericks, world champs, and the Bucks. Maybe one day they'll get there. Chris Paul and Dwight Howard is definitely a good start. So we'll go from there.
Yeah, I've heard multiple scenarios of Rondo getting traded for Dwight Howard, and I think, Dwight Howard,
No,
but you
Chris
got to
Paul.
tie. Oh, is it Chris Paul?
Yeah,
I
Rondo
knew
for Chris Paul. They're putting together a
That'd be
package there.
crazy. There's no way.
Well,
And it
and
was
Chris
like-
Paul is smart not to do it because you got an aging Garnett, you got an aging Ray Allen, Paul Pierce. He's still there, but Chris Paul be getting there, and if he signs a long-term deal, which they want him to, but he's not going to, it's only going to be for another year or two that they have a run. And I think Paul is looking to go where it's a little bit younger, where he has a little bit more chance to win multiple championships. So as much as Dallas is trying, and I don't blame him for doing it, I just don't think that it's going to happen. So
It's not going to happen. I mean, there were even talks about LeBron possibly coming to Dallas, but everybody in the right mind knew that wasn't going to happen.
Already? Jeez.
No. Back when he was a free agent.
Okay.
Back when there was a free agent, there was talk. I mean, it's just that, it's talk. I mean, that's part of the fun in the NBA, I guess. And I think more so than any other sport. Maybe baseball is a second to the NBA, but I mean, it's there's very little apprehension in talking about these fantasy trades. The rumors are just rampant. He's going here, he's going there for this, for that, but blah blah blah. It is all over the board.
Well, that was so much fun with last year, with LeBron going to Miami and Stoudemire going to the Knicks. You know what I mean? And just all these big time moves happening, and then the rumblings of other ones. Carmelo going to the Knicks midway through. So it's kind of fun seeing that. Speaking of the Heat, though, man, I don't want to. I know that it's a sore subject for you. You guys beat them and all, and that's great. But boy, they're going to be coming even harder. They're going to make the right moves. Last year was probably the worst team that you're going to see Miami have, and they went to the finals with it. They're just going to improve it from there. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. I don't want to see it as much as you do, buddy, but Miami's going to be around for a long time. They're going to win a couple championships, that's for sure. So wait.
We'll see. I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and
can't
crown
beat
him
them every
yet.
year. I mean,
Yeah,
come on. The rest
can't
of the
beat 'em
NBA's
every
got to
year.
do something.
Can't beat them every year. Yeah, that's for sure. We'll see. Chicago's
Cuban's
a good
probably
team,
got a
too, on the
plan
rise.
for it, but come on. You guys can pitch in.
Yeah, I'd like to see him go up against Chicago. But wait.
Well, I was sure that Chicago was going to beat them last year. I really was, and they took them on the playoffs.
That's too much of a one-man show in Chicago, I think, still. With Boozer not doing anything.
Yeah, that was a big hurt for them. They got Noah and they got Rose, but Boozer was the one that they were looking to really step up, and he really didn't. So,
Oof, and that's a big contract for a lot of years too, dude.
yeah.
That's gonna
Oh,
what?
we're mummified here, Ryan. Do you see this?
Oh, sweet. Oh,
Again,
you are. I'm
have
not.
my sight, so that's
That must mean it's
You
time
have that
to wrap
same
up
face
for today.
again.
Rich, are you just doing that on purpose or what?
No, I swear to God, it kind of looks like on my end that you're just kind of.
It looks like someone's giving you the shocker. Oh my
that's
God.
Well, yeah.
Whoa.
If you want to try to turn off your camera and turn it back on, that seemed to do the trick. But
Yeah.
Which is not as funny.
yeah,
All right,
also
while you're
save
doing
those
that,
pictures.
man, let's say we wrap up the sports, and why don't you what was this about, a sandwich?
Oh, the moist maker.
Yeah, you called it the moist maker, and I sharply
There he is.
said something towards a sexual comment.
Well, I can't take all the credit for it because. By the way, how is that? Is that better?
Much
you guys
better,
got me
thanks,
back
sir.
here.
Yep.
Okay, good. I can't take all the credit for it. Actually, it's from an old episode of Friends. I don't know if you remember that show.
Never heard
it
of
was
it,
like a
no.
Thanksgiving one. What's
No,
that?
so-
Never heard of that. What is that?
Never heard
Yeah.
of it?
Cartoon
Yeah,
of
it
some
was
sort?
kind of popular here and there. But anyway, they made moist maker sandwiches after Thanksgiving, and Heather made the best moist maker I've ever had in my entire life. And before your imaginations run rampant, it's a sandwich, and with all the leftover Thanksgiving goodies, turkey, stuffing, mashed potatoes, green beans, sweet potato. It's just everything all kind of smorgasborded into one sandwich. But the moist
So
maker
it really is just a sandwich?
really is just,
It's
well,
a
it's a fork and
sandwich.
knife sandwich. But yes, okay, there it was.
So was
The
it just
key-
like you
So
throw
best sandwich
everything in
ever.
your fridge on it?
Pretty much, including cranberry sauce if you want. You just put it on.
Oh my
but anyway,
God.
the moist maker, the key to it is, first of all, you have to use like white bread, Wonder Bread, just plain old white bread. And the key to it is dunking the middle piece of the white bread in like just gravy. Just pouring gravy all over it, dunking it, sopping, oozing over gravy. Put it in the middle of your turkey, cranberry, stuffing, mashed potatoes, sweet potatoes, green beans.
That sounds really good. And you know what? It sounds pretty
Oh,
healthy,
dude,
too.
Rich, it's phenomenal. It was really the highlight of the post-Thanksgiving festivities. Black Friday would never have been the same without the moist maker.
Oh, did you do that out there?
That's a guarantee. What's that?
Did you carve up and go shopping out there?
No, we didn't do any. I had to work, so
Oh, okay.
no shopping out here. But
Thank
Was it slow because of Black Friday?
the airport?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I don't work up there
He was
anymore.
asleep for most of the show.
Oh, whoa. Sorry, Mark. Jeez.
Oh no, that's okay. I just can't tell you. I mean, I would assume that it was, but 'cause they have a lot of good fairs Black Friday.
Hey,
But anyway.
Rich, did you brave the wilds?
No, I did not. I
Oh,
slept
man.
in and I enjoyed it.
Did you?
Hell no. I ain't gonna go
Oh.
camp out, occupy Best Buy for a night
Wow, that's
to get
topical.
to get $20 off a $1,000 television. I'll be fine. What a
I
giveaway!
gotta believe my time is worth more than that.
Yeah. With a bunch of other strangers, just kind of. You know what's weird is that you're out there with like moms and stuff, like, and they're like all cold and shivering,
Oh yeah,
like getting pneumonia.
yeah.
I gotta get this television.
That sounds all right.
Oh, hey, mom, why don't you come over here and snuggle up?
All right.
Get some of this.
I got your moist maker right here.
Oh. Hey, Rich.
Mom.
For some reason, I don't believe that we've heard the last of the moist maker.
I don't think so either, dude. You have no idea.
Yeah, Ryan loves that. I think he's gonna take that and run with it. So
I'm the moist maker.
yeah. So
Nice
I
gold
haven't
t-shirt.
been told. Oh,
Whoa.
whoa.
All right, dude. So I guess that's gonna be our show. Just kind of football and basketball, but I don't know. It's kind of what we wanted to talk about. So whatevs.
we'll be back next week with some more hot and interesting topics.
Probably not. Or maybe
Yeah.
moist topics.
There we go.
See what I did
You know
there?
what?
Kinda-
You know what? When you guys come out, I think I'm gonna have Heather make you guys some moist maker sandwiches.
But that means she's going to have to make a big Thanksgiving dinner, and then we're going to have to eat it the next day.
Sold.
We'll simplify. We'll just
I'm in.
on the run.
I tell you what we're going to do.
Which is it?
We're going to have to go to that crazy Italian restaurant.
Oh, Italian Grotto.
Dude, Italian disgraziato, going to get out of here. We got to tell that
Italian
story
Guido?
sometime, dude. That story is crazy.
The Disgraziato story.
Dude, that old man, that's
Yeah.
nuts.
That was awesome. That was a good story. We'll have to sit next week. Next week, tune in.
yes. Tune in
The
next
Half-Ass
week. All right, guys.
Podcast. We'll tell you about the old Italian Guido.
Oh, not the one on the screen?
Oh,
Oh.
wait.
Hey now.
But he's not old.
All right, guys. Well, I guess that's going to do it for the Half-Ass Sportscast. Why don't you go ahead and go to the RSS feed on the website and download even more awesome crap. So, like this show. So, yes.
Yeah.
Mark, you have anything, bud?
Just want to say thanks again for having me, and we'll see you next week.
Dude, come on. This is half your show.
I know. All right.
He's having himself.
Well, Ryan, it was good talking sports with you.
You too,
keep up the
sir.
good work. And go Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders.